Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Crimson. Today I'm bringing you guys some more Black Ops 3. Now today's gameplay is actually something pretty special. I do believe that it is the world's highest gun streak in the game mode Fracture. From what I believe, that's what someone had told me, because I had gotten this game mode recently and I had posted a screenshot of it on Twitter, and someone had told me that it was the world's highest gun streak in Fracture, and I did a little bit of research on my own, and the world's highest, or I should say the highest that I found on my own, was a 51, and this is obviously a 79, so that definitely beats that. So if this is the world's highest, or if I am wrong or anything like that, then just let me know down in the comment section below and I will change the title. But as I said, I do believe that this is the world's highest gun streak in Fracture. Now you guys will notice throughout maybe the entire gameplay, maybe from the kill feed or just when I bring the scoreboard up a couple of times, that this is actually in a sniper lobby, because I was actually playing against some pretty decent snipers. Now originally what had happened, just because I don't really play Fracture myself, so as I was saying, what had happened was I was playing Domination with one of my friends who's a sniper in Dare, and he had told me to join this lobby in Fracture, and he said it was a sniper lobby, so we decided to join and just play, and I didn't really expect to get anything like that. I expected to sort of annoy these snipers just because I was pretty much the only guy using an actual regular weapon in the lobby. I do believe everyone else was sniping in this lobby, and I was the only guy using a Shiva, and I ended up getting a 79 gun streak, which is actually my highest in Black Ops 3. I do believe my highest previous to this was a 64, and that was in hardcore with the ICR, and then I also did have a 61 in core, but that was in like a 4-man party on Nuketown, so I don't really care for those as much as I do this one. Now, the only thing about this one is you guys may say that it was definitely a lot easier for me just because I was playing against a team of snipers. I do believe they were actually a full 6-man party, so they were communicating and things of the sort. So you guys may think that this was sort of cheap and it was easy just because I was abusing the fact that they were all using snipers, but in reality, if they really wanted to kill me, they could have just pulled out a pistol or something like that, or they just could have said where I was, and in reality, I probably just could have died, and this would have only maybe been a nuclear or something of the sort. I did actually get hit markered a couple of times, and you guys will probably think I'm lucky for that, but my luck in Black Ops 3 is actually terrible. I do believe I actually have double the amount of brutals that I do nuclear medals, so more than likely I have a higher chance of dying off of my nuclear than I do actually getting one. So in this gameplay, finally the luck was on my side in Black Ops 3, just because, as I was saying, usually my luck is really bad in Black Ops 3, so finally I was able to get kind of lucky and have some luck of my own, and I managed to get a 79 gun streak in Fracture. As I was saying, I know it's sort of cheap just because it is against snipers. I'm not claiming to be the best player in the world, and I'm not trying to be cocky about this gameplay, but someone had told me that this was the highest gun streak in Fracture, so I decided why not. I'm going to upload it, and I am even using the Shiva. I'm not even using a weapon like the VMP. Don't get me wrong, the Shiva is still a great weapon, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but it's not like I'm using the Man of War or, you know, the VMP or a Kuda or something like that. I was using a Shiva, a really unorthodox weapon that you don't really see very many people using, and we're playing on Berserk as well, and the reason for that is just because snipers do like hitting clips on DLC maps and DLC lobbies and things of the sort, so that's kind of why it's on Berserk, which I actually think is a really good map overall. So that's basically it for the introduction. Now I'm actually going to get into my class setup. Now obviously the class setup that I was using in this gameplay, as I said, obviously it is the Shiva. Now the attachments I was using, it will be shown on screen. I was using the ELO, the rapid fire, fast mags, and then I do believe stock, and then my perks were Afterburner, Overclock, and then Scavenger, which adds all up to 10 points. Now, I would say that this is one of the most underrated and maybe even the most powerful weapon within Black Ops 3, just because in core it is, I do believe, a 2-hit kill from practically any distance, and I do believe it is a 1-shot kill to the head, especially if you're using high caliber. So this weapon is absolutely insane. It's extremely powerful. It's probably the strongest weapon within Black Ops 3, as I was saying. I do maybe think the Gorgon might be stronger. I'm not entirely sure. I know the Gorgon is a really very powerful weapon as well, but it has a really slow fire rate, and plus you move kind of slow with it, and you're forced to using certain attachments on it like quick draw and things of the sort, whereas with the Shiva it's more of a versatile weapon, so that's kind of why I really like the Shiva. Now the key to this weapon overall in this class setup is rapid fire, which I'm using as well, as I said. Now the reason why rapid fire is so important on this weapon, at least in my personal opinion, is due to the fact that this is a single shot weapon. So what that means is I can't really spray the trigger or anything like that. It's not an automatic weapon. Well, I guess I can spray the trigger, but as I was saying, it's not an automatic weapon. It's not like the Man of War, which has a slower fire rate, but it's still automatic. This is a single shot weapon, so you have to actually press the trigger to actually shoot the weapon and get bullets off, so that's why I think rapid fire comes in very useful on this weapon. It's still pretty good without rapid fire, but I would say rapid fire is even better just because that means that you can spam it even more, especially when you get into close range gunfights, because this weapon isn't really the greatest at close range, and especially since I'm not using a pistol on this specific class setup, so that's why I like using rapid fire, just because if I do get up close, I can actually spam it and maybe compete in gunfights with other SMGs and things of the sort. And if you really wanted to, you could take Overclock off of this class setup and maybe, you know, put on a pistol or put on a third perk or put on C4 or something like that, depending on what you guys think is important, but I definitely would suggest using this class setup if you're struggling in Black Ops 3 or if you haven't got a nuclear or something of the sort, just because, as I was saying, this is definitely one of the most powerful weapons within Black Ops 3, a 2-shot kill in core, which is really good. It does sort of take a little bit of getting used to. It's nothing like the VMP, or I shouldn't say the VMP, excuse me, the M8A7. I'm not really sure why I was thinking of the VMP, but it's nothing like really the M8A7, or maybe even another single shot weapon from previous Call of Duties like the FAL from Black Ops 2, but it's still a very powerful weapon, and as I was saying, it does take a little bit of getting used to, but if you guys use this class setup, I'm sure you will be successful with it, and maybe you can get a nuclear or something of the sort, so definitely be sure to try out this class setup. Personally, I think that this weapon is pretty overpowered, and I'm not sure why more people don't use it. I've never really seen really many good players use this weapon. Most people just prefer to stick to the VMP or the KN-44, or maybe even the Man of War, something like that. Usually I like to pull out the Shiva every now and then just because it is very underrated. I have made a video on it previously. I do believe it was a live 51 gun streak on Infection. I'm not sure if any of you guys remember that or not, but this is just another video to show you guys how good of a weapon the Shiva really is. So definitely try this class setup out, as I was saying, and that's basically it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, be sure to leave a like, and I am out. Peace.